I wanted to take a look at this. This is a small package from eBay, of course. And this is a anti-snoring wristband. Now, this is something that I've been struggling with for a little while. Being a normal man with a normal amount of sort of weight on me and that sort of stuff. It's, yeah, snoring has just been one of the things that, ooh, look at that screwdriver, my goodness. Yeah, snoring is just one of the things that I've been ailed with for a long time. And I hear about it every day. You know what I'm talking about. So I decided to order one of these. So we'll have a look at the contents. Before I do that though, I'll just bring this in. Hopefully you can see a bit of that. So it is the anti-snore bracelet. This might not be the seller that I got it from, but there's 1,000,001 sellers that are advertising this, and it's all about the same price. They are very cheap, but there is one Australian company that sells them for about $180, and that's interesting. So this is sort of AU stock. So same as the seller that I got it from. Anti-snoring. We'll bring this into the center because it's swamping out the screen. Yeah, this is a different seller, but anyway. Improved sleep quality. Biosensor automatically detects snoring, so that's what I'm interested in. Stimulation does not disturb or wake the user from normal sleep. So that's interesting that it says that. So it is by just looking at the listing and that, it seems like a TENS device, which is the same as this device here. This is a TENS device which goes underneath your chin, and it gives you a little zap if you're doing the wrong thing. So you hold the little button on there for first setting, and you click through until setting number 6, which is quite the zap. And you're meant to put a little bit of sort of moisturizer underneath your chin before you fit this on. And it does work quite well. It does give you a decent zap, which stops you snoring, obviously. But sometimes it's happened where it just continues to keep going off. And I ended up with a little burn underneath my chin just recently, a few days ago, which has taken a little while to heal, actually. Had a little sort of brown mark there for a while, and the skin has peeled off, and now it's a sort of pink mark under there, which is interesting. So this was an interesting device, and not sure if I can recommend it, but it does kind of work. So this one is similar, but it does go on the wrist, which is different, but apparently comfortable to wear. ABS, 8 hours automatic off. So this one does not have that. This one you just set on, and it stays on, zapping you until you turn it off. Actual item logo, no other photos. So I can show you the photos they've got. Oh, fashionable. Look at that. Oof. That's amazing. Oh, high-tech detector, LED. Wearable. And apparently, you'll enjoy your sleep better with this thing. Oh, and it's reloaded and we're back to the beginning. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And back onto the topic at hand. So these things that first came out, self-adhesive electrodes. Interesting. Okay, so you're not going to be able to read it because of the glare. And I can hardly read it because of the glare. Interesting. It's got some bright lights on here to light up the subject matter. After applying electrode pads to snore stopper, use only on clean and dry and unbroken skin. Okay. If skin irritation appears, discontinue. Okay, so they're the little pads that stick to the bottom of the watch, obviously. And we've got a tiny little instruction manual. That's all you get, folks. Beautiful. I'll give you a little zoom into each instructions. If you take a screenshot or whatever you need, I won't be bothering with them. We'll get that in focus. Not much on the back. Introduction. Yep. And there. Beautiful. Okay. We've had a look at that. This is the first little crinkly bag. It's got the electric, but the elastic. Oh, hang on, man. It looks like elastic. Ah, okay. It's got a section of stretchiness just at each end of the Velcro there. Fashionable. Beautiful. And a little screwdriver and a couple of little pieces. So that's wonderful. This is the thing we want to look at. Okay, so it looks fairly shiny plastic. It does feel quite sort of cheaply made, I guess. And I wonder if there's a battery in that. It doesn't feel heavy enough. It's probably easier to ship it without a battery for regulation wise. Yeah, no battery, of course. Let's have a quick look in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a quite efficient design of plastic. There's no obvious screws or anything that hold it together either. I think it'd just clip together, or it might be glued. I think it might be glued actually, because it's... Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, no random bits. Oh, okay, that little button there is not captive. It's just sitting in there loose. Okay, well, let's have a little look at this. Ooh. The chip has no markings on it whatsoever. So there's no way of telling what type of chip that is. We'll have a little capacitor here. Button feels good. High mounted LED. Well, it's a twin colour. So red, green. By the looks of the RG there. So the circuit board is actually looking reasonably decent quality. I wonder if that just clips out, or is it screwed in place? I dare say there wouldn't be much on the underside. I think, oh no, I can see a screw. I can see a little screw. We'll just see if there's anything on the back of this circuit board. And if I lose that screw, it's done for. Oh, there's a lot on that back. I'll hold that there so you can get a screenshot of it. I'll even turn it around so it's the right way up. I just don't want to rip that wire off because it's going to be pretty hard to solder back on. So there's a fair bit going on in the circuit board, as you can tell. And I'll hold this up closely so you can get a screenshot as well if you need to. Somebody might be able to reverse engineer that from a screenshot. Not my specialty. That wire's just awkwardly. There we go. It seems to be out of the way of everything. And if this takes too long to get the screw back in, I will pause, because that little tiny screwdriver is not magnetic. So this could be quite the mission. Oh, it's fallen into place. It's not quite seated in there properly. Okay. Well, that's good. Didn't break much of anything. But that came apart quite easily. Didn't take much of a pull there to get that to. There we go. Righto. Button works. And that's your intensity there. That looks like a button, but it's not. The only button is in the center there. Okay, we'll have a look at these little pads. What are these? Ah, okay, so they're conductive sort of gel pads. They feel like a silicon-based pad, right. Okay, so once you put them on, you can only apply it to clean skin, clean and dry. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get anything out of this without those pads on. One moment, I'll get a battery. Okay. Interesting. Is this? It says AAA. Jeez, it hardly fits through that opening there, which is interesting, especially this end. Okay. No lights as yet. We'll put this back on. So it'll be interesting to see if this device actually stops me from snoring. That'd be a novel idea. And I know there's definitely someone that would like me to stop snoring. Snore stopper. Alright, so battery is in. Turn switch to on. And just position. Until LED turns green. Interesting. Put the wristband on. Turn the switch on to adjust to position 1. Okay. Oh, I saw the LED flash. Yep. Wait till LED light turns green. Oh, so yep. That's zapping me right now through my fingers. Oh, yeah, no, that's zapping me quite well through there. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. Oh, yep, and it just stopped. Well, that was quite, yeah, that's quite powerful. I don't know how to show you, because it should be on the wrist here. Or this direction. Oh, you can feel it sort of burning the skin a bit. Wow, it's pulling the muscles to pull my fingers in here. Oh, so this is a test button, I guess. Yeah, it says test on it. Oh, and you can turn it up from there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, this thing is quite powerful. See, it's pulling my thumb in there. With no. Okay. I wonder if you can see. It'd be nice if you could see the actual. Oh, it's just sapping my skin there. Let's pull my thumb back. This thing's amazing. I love it. Oh, wow. Because I will just get the... I'll turn that off for a second. I had it up to 8 there. I have got one of these things. And these things really work. I might have to do a separate video on this, but these pads that you put on, they're starting to be not so sticky as they were before. But I did find that you can just put them on, and then you can put a towel or something around where you've got these on, and just sort of hold them in place. So if you've got them on your shoulders, you just throw a towel over the top, and it holds them on quite well. But these things they're almost dangerous. I mean, if you crank this up to like 10, I reckon you could almost get over that. Jeez, it's crazy. I just figured out I won't be able to say that word on YouTube. Yeah, what I was saying was, if you put this up to 10, it is quite intense. Yeah, just keep that in mind. But these things are absolutely just phenomenal. What they do for your sore muscles and that's amazing. But I'm finding that this, if you hit that test button, it's actually quite good. What we got? We'll stick it up to. Well, do I want to put it on full? Oh, we'll give it a go. Okay, test. No, nope, nothing. Oh, test again. Yep. You can't see what it's actually doing. It's not that that... I have no control of my fingers. Oh, that is crazy. Okay, so that's on full, and that's quite yeah, okay, all right. That's quite intense. Interesting. We'll go to the other one just to make sure we've evened up the torment. Oh, yep. That's not bad. Oh, come on, go for longer than that. Here we go. Ah. If you've never tried one before, it is the weirdest feeling because you've got hardly any control over your muscles, but it's different when you move them in different positions too. Oh, so when you curl them up like that, geez, it's intense. Interesting. Okay, so it works. But does it stop snoring? That, well, you can see everything in that reflection, can't you? Oh, there. See all my buffy hair too. Interesting. So, yeah, the real question is it going to stop snoring? I don't know. It seems the device works and definitely puts a decent little jolt through your muscles. So it is a nerve stimulant, like these things. And these things work quite well if you're just sitting on the couch or whatever and you put these on, and if you've got a sore arm or something, you just stick it on your arm and it definitely works. But this is going to be on the wrist all night when you're in bed. Is it going to go off every time you just move your hand and the sheets ruffle, and the sound of the sheets ruffling is enough to set it off? I'm not sure. But the good news is it was $12 or something, $14 I think I paid, including shipping. And it functions. Even after I pulled it apart. This is a wonderful day, folks. Well, that is the anti-snore stopper TENS device. I mean, it's worth the $14 just to give it a go. So just a couple of things I wanted to show is that it does set off by sound. Oof, yep. So that's it going there. A few things actually. I haven't put those pads on. Oh, yep. It went off by me talking or the crinkling of the plastic, whichever. It's going to be difficult to talk with this thing on. So I haven't put those pads on. But it's doing quite the job at zapping my wrist there. So that's fine. Means it's a bit longer lasting because you don't. Oh, yeah. I wish I could show, because it's pulsating, but my hands aren't moving quite enough. You can see the pulses. Boo. Hang on. Oh no. I've broken it. Oh, yep, there it goes. I can see subtle movement of my fingers. Anyway. Oh, yep, she's going off. There's a red light in there, whatever that does. Yeah, I mean, whatever that's for. Might check your heart rate, maybe, something. Who knows? That sort of beams the information back to some sort of headquarters. Evil headquarters. And the other thing I wanted to show you is these things that came with it. Maybe they're just extensions or something. So they clip on there, and then you can... Oh, I'm getting zapped from the back. I'll just turn that off. And then you can run your band from here, right? But they come off quite easily. I don't really understand what they're for. But I think it's just better putting the band straight on the things here. And it wasn't too hard to put on and off. I mean, every watch is a bit hard to put on and off, but you just sort of pull that done. It's there. Yeah, and it does work. You've seen it working, which is the main thing. See if I can set it off again. Oh, there it goes. So maybe on the second snore, actually goes off. Alright, this is about 15 hours on, and I used this overnight. I only had about 5 hours worth of sleep because I had an early job to do. So I used this overnight and noticed a few things. So for one, these pads work quite well, but what I did do is add just a tiny bit of this onto my skin before I put the watch on. So I put a tiny bit on there and then put the watch on. But I did notice you have to actually be quite loud to set this off. So I was testing it through the night, and especially when I woke up in the morning. So if I snored intentionally just near this, it wouldn't actually set it off. And then if I said a word out loud, it would set it off. So I'm not sure. It looks to be a microphone hole here, but I'm not quite sure if that actually lines up with the microphone inside. So I'm just going to pop this cover off and let's have a quick look again, because I just wasn't convinced that it was being set off by me snoring, which is kind of the intended purpose. I'm pretty sure this just, yep, okay. So where is the microphone? Microphone is presumably, uh-oh, need that bit, that's the button. So the microphone is presumably here. MK1, so that is the microphone. And it does line up reasonably well with that. I'll just have a look off screen just for a second. Well, that turned into a very long second because I lost the footage. So I had this pulled apart and was showing you the placement of the microphone, which is just across to the right hand side of that hole, if you can see that hole in there. And I was saying I might actually drill a hole in this cover just above the microphone so the sound can just go directly into the mic. I haven't done that as yet because the device seems to be working fairly well for its intended purpose. So I haven't done it as yet, but I think I may still do it. Doesn't quite seem sensitive enough, so I may drill a hole in there. I thought there was going to be a potentiometer on the circuit board. You could just adjust the sensitivity of the microphone, but there's not. So that's that. But anyway, it works well enough. And I seem to be sleeping a little bit better with it. And I wake up with a not so sore throat in the morning, so it seems that I'm snoring a little bit less with it. But probably the main thing is that I'm not waking up with a headache. Because obviously I do have a slight bit of sleep apnea, I believe. And yeah, I wake up with a headache quite often, which I haven't done since I've been wearing this. So if you could call that a success, then yeah, I guess the device works.